Buddy, welcome in to another edition of The Right Side of Campus. It is Friday, October 25th, 2019. I'm your host, the big man on campus, getting you ready for another big weekend in football. Week 9 college football, week NFL, week 8 NFL coming at you here in just a little bit. We'll go over everything going on in the world of sports and from a sports betting perspective. Our co-host, Donnie Rightside's here. Donnie, how you doing?
Friday, Football Friday, my favorite day of the week, as I always say.
Yep, a lot to do, a lot to get to. We got some morning headlines. We got a couple game previews. We got a game in college football tonight. Should be a fun one, USC, Colorado. We also have a few games to take a look at in the NFL. We'll get you ready for the college card. NBA, we had 3 games last night. We got a whole heaping of them tonight. Hope you're having a great Friday wherever you are. Donnie, it is late October already. I feel like October just started. I feel like October 1st was just yesterday.
I love it.
Amazing.
The only problem is, football goes by as the fall goes by. It's the only downfall.
Yeah. Eventually, it'll be the first of the year, and then we'll be looking towards spring again. The world goes quick, man. We just got to live in the moment, I guess. Donnie, what did you do last night? Anything you were up to?
No, not really. Just hung out, chilled, relaxed. Normal night.
Now, Donnie, the world has asked for it. We may bring back a little Friday at Keeneland. This is the last Friday at Keeneland of the year, as far as I know. Listen, Donnie, I'm telling you, I'm becoming a pro at this horse racing stuff, man. I've been delving into a couple of these races every day. It's been pretty fun. I'm doing pretty well with them, and I'm liking, Donnie, these smaller races, these races where there's not a ton of horses. We can kind of pick through the bones. We got a race, Donnie, in 38 minutes. That's perfect. 1:40 post time. So that might work out well for us. So we'll see how that all goes. Maybe we'll get to that at the end of the show. Shout out to everyone checking out the show live. If you're looking at it later, thanks for watching. We usually have a good group of about a ton of people here watching and checking it out. What's so funny, Donnie?
Malcolm Jenkins is just lighting Orlando Scandrick on fire right now. Listen, this is awesome.
Malcolm Jenkins, shut up. Worry about the game, which we'll get into. Let's get into that right now. We got morning headlines coming at you. Listen, I look at this as a two-pronged thing with Orlando Scandrick. First of all, it's pretty clear Orlando Scandrick is probably looking to exit the NFL. I don't know who will hire him after this. This is just kind of an odd thing to do. Did seem very pro-Cowboys, very anti-Eagles, which is interesting. I don't know if he lied about anything. I don't know what the situation is. It definitely seems to check out as far as all the other comments we've gotten about the Eagles lately. Donnie, there is a odd thing right now with this team where the culture seems to stink in the locker room, yet they're getting rid of people for culture, yet other people can do stuff negatively and they don't get cut. The truth of the matter is, Donnie, you have very few defensive linemen. You're just cutting people for no reason. You're cutting linebackers even though you have no linebackers. You're cutting secondary veterans even though you don't have any secondary. Now, I'm not telling you Orlando Scandrick's a Hall of Famer or is going to change his team, but to have a body is important. I'm starting to kind of buy into the fact that Orlando Scandrick ain't telling any tales here.
Yeah, he's. I mean, you could throw him as. I mean, there's complete lies. First of all, when you take a look at the two guys they cut, like Zach Brown came from an awful organization, straight up loser. There's no question he got canned for that. Same thing with Scandrick. Like Scandrick is a straight up loser, man. What has he ever won? And he's running his mouth. It's no shame to me.
Established veterans in this league.
Both that played on losing football through their entire career. No wonder they got shut out of town.
So what
did you watch Scandrick in the Dallas game? My God,
it doesn't matter. He's better. Didn't cut everybody then.
He's not better than anything.
The whole team stinks.
He was awful. Like Zach Brown. But I'm saying, like, these guys come in. We're saying, all right, we need some veteran help. And when you get them in a locker room that's actually won things, you see who the losing bums are. Good, get them out of here. Cut the cancers.
They're not good enough, though, Donnie. What are you talking about? So you're okay with losers in the secondary that can't play?
That is exact. That's the whole
point.
Orlando Scandrick is so bad he can't penetrate the Eagles secondary.
He's not bad.
He's awful. Nobody wanted him. We were the only team that wanted him because we're the worst secondary, and he couldn't even play up to his ability.
He was the best player in that secondary outside of the
Did you watch the Dallas game? Looked like he was an old man on crutches.
Did you watch the Jets game? It doesn't matter,
The Jets game, we did. Everybody plays well against the Jets.
Doesn't matter. It's an NFL game,
Me and you could play against the Jets.
This is Donnie's continued ploy because he loves the organization.
No, it's not. But you got two losers. Like Zach Brown played on one of the most losing organizations in the history of football. He's a loser.
Top 100
yeah, he is. Oh, he's a top 100 player. Who's he play for right now, Jeff? Who's he play for?
It's a fact, Donnie.
Who's he play for right now?
I'm just giving you a facto, though. That's the point. That's all I'm saying. Coming into the season, according to a company you quote, Pro Football Focus, they had him as a top 100 player coming into the NFL this year. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
for whatever reason, though. Or maybe the culture in the locker room just stinks.
The team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago
was
Zach
2 years
Brown.
ago, Donnie. It's
2
over.
years ago. And last year they were one play away from going to the NFC title game.
But you didn't go, Donnie. You didn't go.
So Zach Brown's culture in the Washington Redskins, who win 3 games a year for his entire life,
Donnie,
down there.
You're missing. Stop. I get what it's not the point, though. You don't have these people. You don't have enough bodies. You're throwing out fucking practice squad players. What'd you cut Akeem Spence for?
He stinks.
This team stinks. What do you not get about it?
Yeah, exactly. And they're cutting the bums.
This culture stinks. This front office stinks.
This front office that everybody lauded in the offseason is putting together a pretty good football team stinks.
I didn't.
Who won a Super Bowl 2 years ago? Stop.
Who won a Super Bowl? They outscored Tom Brady in one game.
And yeah, exactly. Is anybody doing that now? What's Brady's record this year? Who won the Super Bowl last year?
They played teams on 11 and 26.
Who won the Super Bowl last year?
The Patriots.
Exactly.
They're good. I know.
And who beat the Patriots the year before?
Yeah. In one game. They scored more than they did.
So that's the whole nature of the game of the NFL and the Super Bowl. You get one game.
Listen, this is Donnie's. He's one of these fans that just puts
up. No, it's not. I don't think the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are a great football team this year. But we're arguing about a bum and Zach Brown and a bum and Orlando Scandrick.
They're bums because they spoke out the truth. Yet Doug Peterson could do
spoke out the truth. Yeah, but no. They have the interviews from the week before, right after the game, where Scandrick was still on the team, praising the locker room, and now he gets out of town and he runs his mouth. That's hilarious. Yeah, go. It's all all the beat writers have retweeted it. Completely different tune once you get canned, right?
Right, because they were snakes and caught him. He's the best fucking corner they have.
It's awful.
Oh, there's other clowns. There's fucking loser bums they have in that secondary. You know what, Donnie? The fact that you actually support that crap is laughable. Those fucking guys stink. They stink. And you throw them out there. Get the fuck out of here, man, with that. This team stinks. Their secondary stinks. You're cutting people that you fucking need because of culture. The fucking culture sucks. Okay, you got people talking out of turn. How come we don't bring that up, Donnie? The culture in this locker room. You fucking people talking yipper-yabber in their gums. Lane Johnson, who continues to write checks that he can't cash seemingly every week. He talks shit, gets fucking
He can't cash. He's one of the top 10 linemen in the league.
How did he play last week? Which you just mentioned.
Yeah, well, people don't play well every week. But Lane Johnson is a top 10 offensive lineman in the NFL.
Orlando
Scandrick's like a bottom 300 player in the NFL.
He didn't play well last week. And
he didn't even make a team, though. Like, we brought him off the scrap heap, like in the summer when nobody wanted him. That's how bad we are in the secondary.
Antonio Brown can't make a team. What's your point here?
Yeah, I don't understand. Orlando Scandrick is a really bad football player. I don't understand your
point, though, because you keep making the point. Oh, he's not on a team, so he stinks.
Yes, the Eagles are so bad in the secondary that nobody in the league wanted him. We needed a healthy body, and then as soon as we got healthy, we cut him because he stinks.
The Eagles only do this. They just cut guys because even though they need them. You're going to ride this shit out, Donnie. What did Scandrick do at all to get cut?
It was awful last week. You could just take
the
one play on the first
last week, Donnie.
No, Lane Johnson is a good football player. Nobody wanted Scandrick. If Lane Johnson was a free agent, he'd get $100 million contract with another team.
My point here is you continue to have guys that can talk out of turn.
And they're gone. Yes, they're gone. They're the ones that are the problem.
But you have people that are talking out of culture too, like Malcolm Jenkins, like Lane Johnson.
What's Malcolm Jenkins said? What did Doug Peterson say?
All he does is talk shit on the internet, Donnie. These guys are. What about Alshon Jeffrey? What about Doug Peterson, who came out and talked out?
Nobody's even confirmed that. It was probably Orlando Scandrick the whole time saying that to Josina Anderson.
So Doug Peterson didn't yibber his gums for the Cowboys game.
Who doesn't want their coach to say we're going to go down there and win a football game? That's yimmer yammering?
So Zach Brown can do it and gets cut, but Doug can do it.
Yes, because Zach Brown stinks. Like Zach Brown's never won anywhere he's been. That's why.
Okay,
Doug's got a Super Bowl ring.
Super Bowl. What's that mean?
Yeah, but he plays well in the field. Did Dan Marino get cut as like a 29-year-old? No.
Donnie, your point about if you're not on a team, you're not good is
like, yes, that's just very. If you're not on a team outside of you're just
why
is
Antonio Brown not on?
Because he's completely insane. That's why he's not out there.
I mean, there's a lot of guys on teams that are still pretty good. But
I mean, yeah. Well, we'll see if Orlando Scandrick gets a job next week. I'll be like, you know what, Jeff, you were right. Or Zach Brown, who got cut.
But I guess the point here is where on earth does this team go next week? Or this week coming up? Because they got to go up to Buffalo with practice squatters. I don't understand how that sets you up to be a winning football team. That's my again.
No, I know what you're saying.
It's not a great.
They cut guys who suck, so it's not really. Scandrick was there. Zach Brown is there. We're not going to win the football.
They are better than whatever else you're bringing.
No,
in.
They would have kept them if they were better.
Akeem Spence is better than Anthony Rush or Albert Huggins. Yes, I would have to imagine. I just feel like this team, but Donnie, it's not like this team is any sheer success in talent scouting. Why do we ever trust anything they do? They don't. No. They think they thought Casey Matthews was a great player for years. They thought Stuart Bradley was a great player for years.
Different regimes too, though. But coaches
they haven't drafted a corner in 20 years, Donnie. How do you not see that they can't scout talent?
Look, yeah, but I see your point. But Orlando Scandrick is a really bad football player. That was basically like we don't even have enough to field a team. You know, you have a basketball team that needs a 12th man. So just pick somebody up on a 10-day contract and then cut them after 10 days. That's what they did to Scandrick. Like, we don't have enough healthy bodies to make it through practice. Can you at least practice for us? You were here in the summer, and we cut you.
Is a better player than most of the players in that secondary.
No, he's not. Otherwise, he'd be on a team. Somebody would have wanted him.
It's been a day or two since he got cut.
Jeff, we cut him in the summer and then picked him up like a month later when nobody wanted him. Nobody picked him up.
But I can't understand that. Like, I think he's a good player. I think he can make it.
There's something to it on that. Like the Eagles just needed bodies.
Now, Donnie, make sure you tell everyone, what do you think the score this weekend is going to be?
I think it's 21-20 Buffalo if I had to bet it. Yeah.
What makes you think they're going to score 20 points and give up 20, only give up 21?
Because Buffalo is a good defense. They're good. I get it.
They're
the Eagles
really
have
good.
Some weapons. They'll be able to score a little bit, but Buffalo's offense is not. I mean, really, they don't really have a very good quarterback. They don't have very many wide receivers. Okay. They have an old, aging running back, a young rookie who can come out of the backfield. They can score some points. Don't get me wrong, but when you look overall Buffalo's season, their offense stinks.
What weapons do the Eagles have?
That's more than the Buffalo Bills do. They have a way better quarterback. They have a way better offensive line. They have better running backs and better wide receivers.
Do they?
Yes.
You think anyone on the Eagles is outside of Ertz?
I would take Alshon Jeffrey over their entire wide receiving core combined. Jeff.
Carson Wentz can't fucking throw the ball.
Carson Wentz is way better than Josh. You tell me right now if you had a team to start,
you would better, but now I don't know if he's that much better right now.
He's way better than
Carson Wentz has been horrific.
Stop it.
Alshon Jeffrey can't catch.
Stop. I would take every skill position on the Eagles over the Buffalo Bills that's coming in.
That's delusional. Okay, let's move on here because we're gonna just talk about this all day. But look, as it is, I'm not gonna keep talking about the Eagles. People know where I stand. I don't think they're gonna go in and compete this weekend. I think they're gutless.
I don't think they're going to win this weekend. That's why I'm saying 21-20 Buffalo.
No, I don't even think it's a close game. I think they lose by double digits. I don't know what –
because I could, like, starting next week when they start to get players back, the Eagles are going to go on a hell of a run coming up. I just wish they would have won one of these 3 games.
Like who? Who's going to come back and give them a big run? Who?
Deshaun Jackson comes back to get the key one.
He ain't coming back.
But the Eagles will make a trade. They'll probably get like a Robbie Anderson, and that'll really help the offense.
Why would they make a trade if Deshaun's coming back? They ain't going to make a trade. They haven't made one yet.
They'll get another. The deadline will come up. People will be selling guys. But the Nigel Bradham injury is probably the biggest injury they've had all season long. Like if Nigel Bradham played this weekend, they would beat the Buffalo Bills.
28-17 Bills. This will be an easy one for them. All right, let's keep it moving here. We talked about 10 minutes of that team that shouldn't get more than 10 seconds. Even though, let's just move on. Astros, they get rid of Brandon Taubman. Listen, this is kind of turned into
– They got to keep the heat on them, right? They got to keep the heat on the Astros, don't they?
Yeah, this has turned into a bit of a mess. They fire him. Then they have someone who's smearing female reporters. They have a guy on their team that has willingly beat women up. I mean,
like you should know, like your front office, like shouldn't you have like if you're a front office, right? You have to like, hey, look, Osuna is a talent. We're going to catch so much heat, but you know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to spend we're going to have like a 3-day training seminar on how we're going to handle the press in this specific instance to make sure we're not saying the wrong thing and we're treating everybody fairly. Did they not miss the memo on that? They had to not miss the memo. They had to miss it, right?
Yeah, this is just a lot of strange comments. Now Jeff Lunau, their GM, he's making some strange comments. Donnie, according to Sports Talk 790, he was on there and he was quoted as saying this: Brandon has apologized for inappropriate behavior, and I think from my perspective, clearly something happened that he regrets. What we really don't know is the intent behind the appropriate comments he made. We may never know that because the person who said them and the people who heard them, at least up to this point, have different perspectives. Then again, he did say it in a locker room filled with people. I'm going to go ahead and guess that there were probably multiple people that have conflicted his report of what went on. I guarantee this shithead, thank God we got Ozuna to you female reporters because he's a fucking woman beater.
I remember you specifically that you wrote how bad we were. Yeah. And this is coming off of like Ozuna having a bad outing too, which is even better. It wasn't like, holy shit, Jeff, Ozuna just had 6 straight saves in the postseason.
Yeah, also keep in mind, there's been reports as well that a female reporter was basically smeared by this organization. GM Jeff Lunau was asked whether he had personally reached out to her to apologize. Lunau claimed he was busy and hadn't at the time. Keep in mind, Donnie was sitting in the room. He could have did it at that point.
How about rule number 1 in crisis prevention for an organization? Oh my God, we were so wrong in this. I can't believe you said, wherever the girl, Stephanie, whatever her name is, I don't know. Yeah. Stephanie's right over there. Can somebody get me her number right now? Boop, 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 boop. Stephanie, you're probably in town for the World Series. Can you please just come over to the offices right now? I really want to talk to you. And that takes an hour of your day, and you start to brush it over and make amends. And they're so big. They're in the World Series. They're so big. Jeff, what the fuck is the GM doing in the World Series? Like, this isn't like I have to track 30 other ball clubs to try to see if I need a better player. What does the GM even have to do in the World Series?
Or, hey, we're here 2 hours before the game. I know you're here also. I'm down watching batting practice. Why don't you come up to my suite? We'll have like a nice light dinner or something. I have guys here. We can chat about this, see what happened here. Yep. Or just after the press conference, hey, can you come back to the room here? I just want to chat with you for a second.
We like people that make amends in organizations. Imagine if they met with her for an hour, they had a nice meeting, they said, all right, we're going to donate money to this. And you know what? We're going to go down and have a press conference, just me and you, and talk about how we were completely wrong. And here's the issue at hand and how we're going to correct it. I'm like, you know what? That's proactive. That's a proactive team. Got rid of this knucklehead, said, we're not about this, and we move on. And nobody would have cared after that. But them continue to say like, yeah, well, look, we're in the World Series. It's really busy.
One more headline, Donnie. Randy Edsall. He's in the news, current UConn football player. I got to tell you, I don't totally disagree with his comments. I don't. I don't think he's wrong here. This is a culture nowadays with what I think kids that just aren't as mentally tough as they used to be. I'm surprised you're actually not on this wavelength. Edsall, again, is it his place to say it? Edsall is a bad coach. And again, I kind of feel like, Donnie, if you're Edsall, it's kind of like your team is bad. You get all the fucking bullshit from it. It's really hard to, I get, he's not in a great position as coach. He never has been really. And he's really always kind of got the short end of the stick because he feels the need to keep accepting these head coaching jobs when he could just go be a coordinator somewhere and do pretty well, I'm sure. Donnie, think if he went to I don't know, Appalachian State and was a coordinator. You'd win games. You'd get paid pretty well. You'd be out of the spotlight. You don't have to be jumped on all the time because you have a shitty program. He basically came out and said, Donnie, we've done it before and we're working to do it again. It's just harder now than before, basically saying that players aren't as mentally tough as they used to be. You go in the real world, you better do that because otherwise you won't be successful. Stop being on your phone all the time. Stop playing Fortnite. Go to bed early. Listen, I don't disagree with these comments now. I really don't. I mean, and I'm concerned that you don't.
No, his comments are right, Jeff. But we're not talking about this with like Nick Saban and Logan Ryan. Like these guys get it. And he's just that old man saying, look at me, I ruined Maryland and I'm back at UConn and we get blown out every week and I'm trying to coach this kid and he's playing like a video game. That's your job as a head coach to motivate these guys. And I joke with it because Randy Edsall was one of the first guys coming out a couple weeks ago. We need to pay these kids. And I was joking saying, no. You need to pay these kids so kids actually want to come to your program because you suck as a football coach and an evaluator, and you shouldn't be in the position that you have. Everybody in college football, Jeff, has these same issues. You don't think Alabama kids, Jeff, love to play video games and be on Instagram and do foolish things? No, because they got a really good coaching staff that says there's time to play and be a knucklehead, then there's time to focus and get better here on the football field. He's a moron.
I mean, it's not hard to coach kids that you know are going to go to the NFL. They're working towards a goal. They know if they keep working hard, they're going to go get paid. You're at UConn. There's you're playing football.
This guy's always crying. Now, if he was crying, if they're like 6-2 every, at the start of after 8 games, or if they were at least a 500 team, say, you know what, I'll listen to him. But this guy just sounds like he's screaming because his team stinks, and it's not his fault.
This is why Mike Leach can say this stuff and Randy Edsall can't.
Correct. Yes. You'd be like, imagine Mike Leach went 1-8 every year. You'd be like, this guy is a fucking idiot. Fire him. I don't want to hear it. Exactly. But now it's endearing because you're like, you know what? Look at this guy. He can completely disconnect and, break down mascots and talk hilarious stuff. But when the time is right and he has to coach his quarterback, is there a reason, Jeff, where his quarterbacks lead the nation every single year? It's not because by happenstance. He's a damn good football coach,
Yeah. If I'm Randy Edsall, I try to get myself out of there. Go coach, even a Power 5 team I'm sure would accept you.
By the way, Jeff, did you see the 24/7 with Washington State?
No, don't ruin it.
Yeah, Jeff, man.
He's
like, how could you not want to work for this guy or just be around him? I don't know.
No,
and like Jeff, their stadium, 38,000 seats in Washington. They're in Washington State, the opposite side of the populated side of the state. They have a tiny stadium. They just got a new facility a couple years ago, which is really nice. But they're so far behind the 8 ball of what you see from these big time programs. And it doesn't even faze him one bit, man. He's hilarious.
I'll tell you, man, I wish I had something like that near me. I go every night. I'd love to watch that team play. That'd be awesome. I mean, they're exciting. Yeah, do they win every week? No, but they're always going to be kind of alive. And
I would love him as my head coach. I've had some knucklehead head coaches and some really good head coaches, but I can imagine having a guy like that in your corner. You just want to listen. You're a quarterback. He's just drawing up just outrageous plays and they work. This guy's a genius.
No, you're totally right. Dottie, one more comment here on a headline. By the way, the XFL, they had their draft the other day. 71 rounds.
Jeff, why didn't you have a live show breaking down each player in round?
I could have. During which 8 teams, Donnie, filled their rosters with combined 568 players.
Wow.
So there's a lot of guys here, a lot of issues. But, Donnie, a report from ESPN's Kevin Seifert came out that while quarterbacks in the league can make up to $500,000 for a season of work, an average non-quarterback and an average team can expect to pull in somewhere around 10% of that amount, so around $50,000. And that made players not happy. To put that in perspective, Corey Vereen, who used to play in the NFL, he dumped his new team after he found out that he would only make a certain amount of money. Vereen wouldn't earn more than the base salary every week he spent in training camp. His agent, Logan Brown, announced that Vereen is making more and probably much more in his current job as a software developer and would therefore not be signing with the team that drafted him. Vereen felt the stunningly low pay offered to non-quarterbacks in the NFL structure, it qualifies as exploitation. So basically, how are you going to sit here and get all these people together and try to get the best talent for your league and pay them $27,000? I love the game, but I'm not going to be taking advantage of that at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I have an engineering degree and I'm a software developer.
No, he's 100% correct. I mean, and isn't this what we get back to, Jeff? He's a software developer, probably went to a pretty good school, got a degree,
Tennessee,
and he's making more money because he used his degree. He went to school, took it seriously. Good on that guy to say, you know what? I like football, but hey, man, I got the brains too. I don't need it. Awesome. Good story by him.
Yeah, and I don't need to go get my head beat in
Correct.
for half of what I make now.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man.
I mean, there can't actually be, Donnie, like willing adults that are actually going to play in this league.
Yes, because they're sold a bill of goods. Because you know what those guys come in and say, hey, man, maybe you didn't take your college career all that serious, but you can make it to the league and give it one more shot. And some of these people can't give up on their dream.
I'm sure with these kids, you don't want to give up, man. You don't want to just say, hey, I'm going to move on from football. It's probably tough. I have a kid down in high school I'm good friends with. He was in the NFL for years. He played for a few different teams. He was like a practice squatter. He made pretty good money. I played for the Panthers, Chiefs, a couple other teams. He decided a year ago, he just couldn't do it anymore. It was like every year he's on a different team, and he decided to go into the regular world, and he's doing pretty well. You got to be able to make that decision. Hey, I'm going to move on to another level in my life. But yeah, I mean, down in the NFL in a practice squad, you're making pretty good money. I mean, you can live on that and have a nice life.
Correct.
In the AFL or not the AFL, the XFL, $27K a year. I mean, that's poverty pay.
To get your head busted in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most people that do content make more than that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, maybe. That's true. Maybe.
Not sure. All right, let's move on, Donnie. Good morning headlines this morning. Just want to round up the NBA last night, Rightside. I do have a play that I'm looking forward to this tonight. I will get into obviously most of the games tonight on our show at 6:30. Ski Prof and I, make sure you join us. It was very well receptive day one. Last night, though, Donnie, Trae Young had a big night, dropped 38 on the Pistons. And, last night that kind of was what I thought would happen. Pistons on a back-to-back. You get a fresh Atlanta team. They were just stronger late in the game.
Did they win? Atlanta won that game?
Yeah, one big, 117-100. Pistons really kind of gave up towards the end. Trae Young, big night. He was terrific. He had, I think, 24 in the first half. He is going to be a really good player this year. Top assist guy, one of the top assist guys, I'm sure. Milwaukee, Donnie, they fought back as well. They were down early on for most of that game, came back. They ended up beating the Rockets 117-111. If you had the over in this game, you lost. You just missed on this one. It finishes at 228, closed 231. And this, Donnie, was a number that you kind of got some sharp action on the under. It ended up staying under. And then the late cap, Donnie, it's nice to see the Warriors getting done to them what they did to many
in their own building.
Time.
Good for them.
I'll tell you right now, Donnie, I watched this game. This Warrior team has trouble. They have some concerns going forward. They just don't have enough scorers. I mean, outside of Russell and Curry, Draymond Green didn't give him a ton last night. They have no bench. They need to get Cauley Stein. They need to get some people back. Problem with Cauley Stein is, though, he's not an offensive player. He's more of a defender, a shot blocker. They're going to struggle, Donnie, this year, I think. They're not going to just, run and gun on teams. I don't know if they have the bodies to do it.
No. This is a rest and rebuild. Because I think when we saw the injuries and KD leaving, it almost made sense to say, what are you actually going to do with Steph Curry this year? Like, there's no way you're going to say, we're going to run you into the ground just to try to sneak into the 8th playoff spot. Wouldn't it be better if they took a huge load management role and Curry maybe played, I don't know, instead of 82 games, played 55 games, knowing that you're probably going to wait on Klay Thompson until the next year as well? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah, it seemed like Anthony Davis did that for a few years in a row, where he would just play 60, 65 games. Yeah. That was it. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's definitely an interesting thought process. Tonight, you got a full card, Donnie. I want to just throw out one game.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily – I didn't bet this yet. I haven't bet any NBA yet. I'm just kind of keeping my eye on it. I know the number's going to go up, so I'm kind of just going to wait on it. I kind of like Phoenix tonight, plus 12. I backed them the other night. The easy win against the Kings, but Donnie, going forward, now you got to obviously remember DeAndre Ayton was suspended yesterday, 25 games for a diuretic found in his bloodstream, which, again, you're going to miss him. Here's the thing, though. Are you going to miss his offensive stature? Sure. But Aaron Baines and Kaminsky, pretty good defenders, pretty good veterans in this league. Are they going to give the same offensive caliber play? No, but I think they can handle Jokic a little bit more in this game. Jokic does look slow. He does look like he gained a little weight. Maybe he's a little slow early on here. Donnie, this Suns team, okay, they're not the same punching bag they have been. Listen to this depth chart. Tell me what you think of this. Tell me if you were a guy getting 12 in a game against a team that's probably a little overvalued. Ricky Rubio, Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre, Dario Saric, Aaron Baines, Tyler Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Javon Carter, Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty solid team.
Legitimate names. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you about the Western Conference. Maybe outside of Memphis, every team can win games in this conference. I mean, the Suns aren't going to be a punching bag. This is a Suns line from last year, not this year. I'll wait, though. I got a feeling this will go up a little bit. People love the Nuggets. They see the 8 news. I'll gladly back probably the Suns here. I like the spot. I'll revisit this on the late show. Anything for you, Donnie? You've looked at the NBA? Have you followed it?
No, I'm waiting. I told you the one website it needs 2 full games, and then I can start taking a look at some, analytics and having some fun with it. I'm excited. I told you I'm excited. And by Monday, I'll be able to engage conversation with you, Jeff. How about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Donnie, before we do move on, didn't want to throw out a couple just injury news tonight. No Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield's questionable. If they don't play, you got to wonder about the Kings tonight. Buddy Hield, what a player he is, man. He is really good. I love Buddy Hield, man. Couple others here. I know you have some question marks. Obviously, we mentioned the Suns. Make sure you're definitely looking at the injury reports. Know who's out, know who's not going to play tonight. The Kings rotation without Hield could have some trouble, even without Begley as well. Blazers, Donnie, just a 2.5-point favorite in this game. That could be interesting. All right, Donnie, let's get into the NFL here. A couple games for Sunday we'll take a look at. First one is Seahawks-Falcons.
Yeah. And,
Donnie, Dan Quinn's still the coach down in Atlanta. You have to wonder, will that change at some point? You'd have to imagine. Dan Quinn seems to be on his last couple of legs there. It's been hard to watch this defense. Matt Ryan, I believe is good to go. I don't think he has any issues here. But again, Seattle on the road, Donnie, they're not the same team in that road environment as opposed to being at home. We know that defense for Atlanta stinks. We know what Atlanta's going to do on offense. They're going to throw a ton. They don't run. I mean, do you just keep going back with overs? We know one thing about this Seahawks team. Not real strong in the secondary.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about this one? Because you get some good news if anything is good news for Atlanta. Get back to your point on Dan Quinn. I think they like him as a coach and respect him. And to be honest, the point of your team, your season is over anyway. Maybe just let him ride it out like 7 or 8. He's not going to turn it around. I mean, that's not going to happen. But the point of firing like a head coach now, it really doesn't make all that much sense when your season is already over anyway. So he'll be fired at the end of the year. I think we could both agree on that. But why he's gone now, if he wasn't going to be gone to make a point after the Arizona game, there's no point in firing him at this point right now. But you get Matt Ryan back on the practice. He's got a high ankle. Matt Ryan has a high ankle sprain and was awful before he had his high ankle sprain last week for the Rams. And how about Schaub comes in, Jeff, after seemingly just an ill-fated performance by Matt Ryan. Zip, zap, zip, zap, zip. 1 drive, 1 touchdown drive late in the game for the Atlanta Falcons for Schaub. I think he should be the quarterback in this game. And I would be surprised if Matt Ryan is actually out there on Sunday because I'm not so sure he can protect himself with the way their offensive line has actually been throughout the season. But you do get Grady Jarrett back on defense. He missed both practices on Wednesday and Thursday this week, Jeff. Returned back on Friday, which is good because I got to tell you right now, if Grady Jarrett, who's the only player on that defense outside, they have a quick middle linebacker in Jones, but you're talking about a guy that has a presence. If he didn't play, Jeff, I think maybe Seattle could hand off every single play and win that football game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the total, Dottie? Do you think Schaub is much different from
the problem I have with it is it's
there's no total, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm looking at 53 across the board, but this is until I don't even know if, because it's funny, I haven't checked DraftKings or any of my locals on this game. I'm assuming they're waiting to see if Matt Ryan is actually going to play or not, because this line opened up 3.5, and now we're seeing it at 7s across the board. You probably won't get an active line until you see tomorrow, which they said they're going to update Matt Ryan. I got to tell you, I'm going to ask you this question right now, Jeff. Mm-hmm. Matt Ryan, high ankle sprain, misses practice twice. Comes back to practice, but in an extremely limited role. Dan Quinn says, we'll know by Saturday if he's going to play. What's that tell you?
He's not going to play.
He ain't playing in this game, which again, if it's Schaub, Jeff, I'm telling you, if it's Schaub, I like the over. If Matt Ryan plays, are they going to have 7-step dropbacks waiting 5 seconds to throw the ball with a guy that might hurt himself? They're never going to do that.
Not for nothing, though. You roll your ankle on Sunday and can't play the next Sunday?
No, it's a high ankle sprain, though.
Because I was told it was just like a little sprain.
No, it's a high ankle is what they're calling it for him. That's like what Tyron Smith had missed a week, came back at least. It's what Saquon Barkley took, what 3 weeks to come back? Look, he already can't move, Jeff. There's no way you put, like Clowney, Ansah, they would just be breaking it. They would bury him on the 50-yard line. If I'm telling you, if Shaw plays, I like the over more than if Matt Ryan plays.
Yeah, I'm going to be waiting for a total. I'd imagine it'll be 49.5.
It's got to come down. It's because, yes, public perception will say, oh my God. But when you really look at the numbers, I don't know how far down of a drop that is, Jeff. He played healthy all last week, and you watched the game. You had money on that. If they could have been just functioning as an offense, they cover the over easy. They were that bad. And the only guy that scored, Jeff, Matt Schaub.
Yeah, by the way, though, my apologies. I was looking at a source that didn't have the line. I guess the line is out now. It's 53.
Yeah.
Bit high, for sure, especially with how the Seattle runs and that kind of thing.
I think that'll come live. If they put Schaub in, Jeff, I think that line comes down. But even though I don't think it's that much of a downgrade for this week.
Comment here, diuretic. Wow, how does it even give you an edge? It doesn't give you an edge, but it masks the use of performance-enhancing drugs. So it basically is. It's kind of similar to getting someone else to pee for you if you have drugs in your system. That's kind of what it does for you. So if you're out there doing stuff you shouldn't, take diuretics. You'll probably mask whatever you have. So steroids, that kind of thing. So that's why it's banned. It's kind of a masking agent to a steroid. Let's move on here, Donnie. Next one. Oh, by the way, Donnie, I want to ask you. I'm just going to put this out there. Keeneland, 5 minutes till post.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, you didn't give me. So hold on. Let me log in.
I just want to. We're going to get this out now. We'll get back to the NFL in just a second. But we got the 2 at Keeneland, the second race. I'm going to go, Donnie, with the 1 horse, Griff. He's at 3-1 currently. I'm going to take this horse. I don't like taking 1 horses, but
so it's 5 minutes to post. Let me go to it. All right. I'm going to, you know what? Who do you have? You have Griff?
I'm going to go to the 1. Yeah.
I'm going to, let me see. Let me read through this real quick, Jeff.
Now, keep in mind, I'm going to take the 1 to, I'll do place. I think
he's got a good write-up on him too, Jeff.
Yeah, I think he's a contender for sure.
Gritty Gelding has found a home at this level, hitting the board in his last 4. Tactically versatile type, loves the distance, and has hit the board in both. But I'm with you. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm going to win. I'm going just to win too. By the way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to place. I'm gonna just do that. I don't win. And I want to just maybe it's a hook.
All right, I'm in to number 2, baby. Let's go. There we go.
Okay. Hopefully my fucking book will load here. What the fuck's going on? Come on, you fuck.
4 minutes and 39 seconds to post.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, so just again, Keeneland, race 2, we're going with the 1, Griff. And I'm taking him to win or come in second.
Send me the link. Can you send me the link?
Yeah, yep. Yeah. And you're going to play it live?
I'm going to play it live, yep. We'll play the sound live.
Okay. Okay, I'm in as well. Let me get this over. So if you want to tune in.
And I'm going to play something right now here online for a bet as well that you guys can jump in. I'm going to send this to my players in a second here.
Oh, you're putting in an
NFL game? I'm going to put in an NFL game right now. Let me just make sure I can get what I can get because the line is already starting to move here. It's about to piss me off.
Okay, I'm in on Griff. We got Griffey, number 1. Yeah. Let's hope he's like Griff. All right, Donnie. We'll keep abreast of what's going on at Keeneland. We got. I guess we kind of want to wait. We only have 2.5 minutes till post here. All right, Donnie, the 1 is down to 2-1, so the odds are dropping here.
Yeah, as soon as me and you start betting on that stuff, it goes. Oh, come on, give it in. Damn it.
As soon as the horse whisperers come involved, we move lines. That's what we do here. We'll get to NFL, a couple more games, and we got a college game tonight we'll get to in just a second. But again, the races come, the races go.
All right, I just took, Jeff, by the way, my NFL wager, I just took the Chicago Bears -3.5 full game. So
okay.
I got it at FanDuel. So that will be in my player book. I was waiting. I was waiting. Again, Jeff, people tell you injuries don't matter. Injuries don't matter. How about if I tell you it looks like Keenan Allen's not going to suit up for the Chargers this weekend? Does that matter a little bit against the Bears?
Yes.
So there, I'm in 3.5.
Jesus, now we're down to 5-2. Fuck, man. people coming in.
It's funny. Why? Like somebody said it the other day, and I always gloss over it. Why in horse racing do you not get the odds when you place the wager yourself?
Yeah, I often wonder.
What is that?
Yeah, it sucks. I kind of agree with you on that. It's kind of like a bet. Like if you make a bet on -6, it doesn't like change until.
Yes.
Yeah, that is one thing I hate about horse racing that I'm noticing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why that is. All right, here we got about a minute to go. Should be starting in just a second.
Let's bring this up.
All right, you got to the 2 at 8 to 5. The 2 and the 1, I think, are going to battle it out here, Donnie. That's why I took the placer show, or to place or win. The 3's at 7 to 1, 4's at 3 to 1, 5's at 9 to 2, and the 6 is a long shot 19 to 1. All right, they're loading the horses into the gate.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this up. Come on. And I could turn it up. There we go. Good.
Griff, number 1, race 2. Turn it up.
There we go. Turn it up.
Come on. I really would like a win here to start the day, everybody.
It would be nice. I like this.
We probably won't get another horse because the next one's not till like 2:20.
So. Jay says Paramutual is why. I'm assuming he's answering my question to why the sliding odds. I still don't understand it.
Yeah, it's stupid. All right, the last horse is going in, the 6, who is the long shot, 24 to 1, Donnie. Could we get an upset at Keeneland with the 6 horse who does not want to get into the cage?
Good, kick him out. Kick the 6 horse out.
Yeah, scratch him. Damn, needs 6 guys to get him in. Wow. He does not want to race today.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
They're off.
Bad start.
Whoa.
Fuck, man. What a shitty start for the 1. That's not good.
Running in second.
Hopefully he's
third, now challenging for second. In fact, Trey Secchi is going to move up.
Yeah, this is not good, Donnie.
Alongside.
I don't know.
He's coming up.
He's the only white horse in here, so I can easily watch him.
Yeah. It's like watching Bobby Sir on the course.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, this isn't good, Donnie. This horse
After that write-up, I got to question these people writing it up.
Yeah, that was just a bad start for the guy, man. We're already done. We can't even win.
Fifth, Griff is 6th. They come for the top of the stretch, and Christo Sky is coming after.
It said he's a strong
Those two matching strides off the turn, a gap of 5.
He's trying to go wide, Jeff. Did he save up
here he goes. Here he comes.
Toward the inside, and
Go, Griff.
Christo Sky has gotten the lead a length and a half clear. Xavier's going to be running late on a change lane to move up between horses. Tried to catch Christo Sky.
He's actually closing, but he was so far back it don't even matter.
There's Xavier. Just runs right up the rail with
Not
that
even
nifty
close.
move.
God,
what a marvel.
Oh, man.
Jesus. He just had a terrible start, man. That was rough. Hey,
when you're in the 1 hole, like you're supposed to get out and hold the rail, not to say I'm going to lose.
Yeah,
the
but
rail.
that's why I don't like the 1 horse, man. It always gets a fucking shit draw, man. Fuck.
God, yeah.
That's like something I never do. I hate 1 horses, man. I hate them. That's why I never fucking bet them.
Oh, you bum.
That was rough.
That was rough.
I'm telling you, if he had a better start, he may have gotten in there because he was making a late charge. All right, let's get back to the NFL, Donnie. Giants, Lions.
Yes.
I got some injury info here. Saquon Barkley practice. He'll be good to go. The Lions, though, have bigger concerns. It looks like Kerryon Johnson. Is he playing? No, he's not.
No,
playing.
he's on IR.
Yeah.
He's out 8 weeks. Yeah.
Yep. He's out. So, again, Donnie, the Lions, who I think coming into the season we thought would be kind of a big-time rushing attack, they've actually been the 4th most efficient pass offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it would probably make Darrell Bevell happy if they get back to running the football or throwing the football this weekend. You have a bad defense on the other side. They're giving up on average 373 passing yards a game. I mean, they've just been lifeless on the road, Donnie. They've given up 8 passing touchdowns. This should be a spot where the Detroit Lions have a nice offensive day. And I'll tell you right now, Donnie, I got a feeling this is a Lions blowout type of game. I think they take some frustration out on the Giants this week. But again, I don't really trust the Lions defense either. So I think this could be one of the higher scoring games of the weekend.
No, I agree with you from a Detroit perspective for like just their offense attacking the Giants defense. I mean, what do you like, even just looking at simple numbers? Detroit's got a good. We already know Detroit. Look, you need a good trigger man who can throw it deep and you can manipulate the pocket. You got it in Matthew Stafford. You need 3 legitimate wide receivers, 2 on the outside, Marvin Jones, and we know Galladay, dominant wide receivers. And Amendola is starting to come into his own in this offense now as the slot guy. You have the perfect recipe because what do the Giants don't do well, Jeff? Rush the passer, not really all that athletic at linebacker, and have a bad secondary. Detroit should name their numbers, Jeff. Detroit should be in the 30s. So if we're saying Detroit ends up between 28 to 31 points, Giants aren't going to be able to cover this game.
Interesting enough, Donnie, Giants are getting a lot of money in this game. I think a lot of the reason, people are reading into the Slay stuff and, whatever, or not Slay, Diggs.
Slay is probably going to miss this game too.
Yeah,
but then again, you don't have Sterling Shepard. So when you say like, oh, those guys are going to be out, and then I want anybody on the chat box name me a Giants wide receiver. Donnie, Golden Tate. You know what I mean?
Keep in mind, this is wild. Listen to these numbers for the corners for the Giants. Out of 80 cornerbacks with at least 250 coverage snaps, listen to these Giants corners. DeAndre Baker out of 80, 78th.
Yes.
Grant Haley out of 80, 74th. Janoris Jenkins out of 80, 48th. So he's in the bottom 40.
Yep.
It's kind of like thinking about the Eagles wide receivers.
It is. Yep. It's just and again, you need offsets. You need the defensive backs struggle, but their front seven gets after it. They stink everywhere on defense, the Giants.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this as a get right game for the Lions. I wonder though, Donnie, are the Lions just kind of gutted? I mean, are they kind of just in a spot where it's like, wow, we tried so hard and, now look.
No, but yeah, you know what? Normally you would say that, but you're still young in like a regime for the head coaching staff. You're still young technically in the season. We didn't expect the Detroit Lions to run wild, but when you look at it, is it all that bad? Like, look at Detroit, and this is where numbers will lie to you, right, Jeff? Because we all say stuff like, well, their defense stinks and they can't do this. Look at their last 5 games. Chargers, Eagles, Kansas City, Green Bay, Minnesota. And look at the scores of those games. Beat the Chargers, beat the Eagles, lost by 4 to Kansas City, which they got robbed in that game. 23-22 versus Green Bay, 42-30 last week against Minnesota. You know what I mean? The Giants, there's a different level of competition in the NFL. They should be able to name their number on offense this week.
Yeah, I'm looking at this number. I mean, 6.5. I'm liking the Lions here. I really am. I mean, you look at the Giants also. They failed to cover in 5 of 7 games this year. They're not good as a road underdog. They're not good as an underdog. And you look at on the road, Donnie, the Giants' numbers have been ugly. I mean, 21 points a game. They're giving up almost 34. That's not a good recipe against a team that should destroy you through the air. I agree. Stafford gave a big game. I wish I had him as my quarterback. He's going to have a big game this week. I actually like the Lions here. This is one I'm keeping my eye on. I like the Lions minus 6.5. One other one, Donnie, here. We'll go to one more. Raiders, Texans. Yeah. The Texans are always on my shit list, man. It seems like every week this team fucks me in some level. But now they go and play a Raiders team that is struggling right now. Can Oakland contain Watson? I mean, we know, as usual, the Raiders defense stinks. Watson with a clean pocket, Donnie, which is normally what he has. He's been very good. The problem is he just has to stop at the mistakes, throwing off his back foot, things like that. Oakland, Donnie, this is like their 4th road game in a row, I think.
Yep. Yeah, and they still got a lot more to go. Actually, I'm impressed with what Oakland's done on the offensive side of the ball. Last week, you can look at the score and say, oh, my God, Oakland got killed in Green Bay. But there was a couple plays that, a 4th down and an inch on the goal line, they get stopped, they don't score. And then, of course, the stupid Derek Carr play where he rolls out of the pocket instead of just going out of bounds at the inch-yard line, throws the football through the end zone. That's 14 points right there. If you add to the total of Oakland, that's a pretty close game. They can move it on offense. So in this game, more or less than a side, I'm on your same wing. Like when you see like the Texans favored by like 7, like I know how this goes. I know how this team is going to play down the competition. But the one thing I don't think is going to play down the competition is the Oakland offense, Jeff. I think they score some points here.
I worry. I know the Texans are fairly good at covering opposing tight ends. Waller's been seemingly the only real.
Tyrell Williams might be back this week.
Well,
which is nice.
If he plays, I'm a little bit more interested. Yep. I'm not looking to lay 7 points at the Texans. Seems like they play close games every week. Mm-hmm. Bill O'Brien seems to keep them always in game. I mean, he's just a guy that doesn't have any idea how to win. He seems to make mistakes. And I'll tell you something about the Texans, Donnie. You want to know a reason you should never bet on the Texans?
Why?
They're one of the most penalized teams in the NFL.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb football teams. It's like when if we talked about the Browns this week and you say, oh my God, they were getting 13 points and you're ready to hit the button. You're like, yo, hold on. I'm going to be screaming midway through this game. Because it's the simple one, Jeff, first and goal from the 7, holding call, false start. How many times do these teams do that?
No, listen, Donnie, I remember like a year or two ago, you and I did the most annoying things in sports. One of the more annoying things in sports, and I mean this, is on a 3rd and 13, you get a stop, personal foul, or SMU did it a couple times last night in that pathetic performance. You look at Houston, Donnie, penalized a lot, 8 penalties a game. Donnie, these are the bottom teams in the league penalty-wise. Cleveland, 9.5 a game. Atlanta, 8.9. Buffalo, 8.5. Arizona, 8.4. And Detroit, 8.3. The least penalized teams in the NFL. Carolina, Indianapolis, Miami, the Niners, and the Giants.
Yep.
There you go.
That's no surprise.
But yeah, as far as that, as I said with Donnie, I'm going to see what Tyrell's status is. If he plays, could see points in this game. Good call by you.
Yeah. By the way, Jeff, there's a what's the word we can use for this? There is a fight between the analytics and the computers versus what your eyes see and what you think could possibly play out. If you just look at this game by the numbers, you say, hey, man, their defensive numbers are really good. They can do some things on offense that are really good. And then you see the line and you see the two teams and you see a line coming down from opening about 2 full points now. And this is a game, Jeff, where this is the deciding factors of analytics versus people that just look at games and say, I think this makes a little bit more sense. What game am I talking about, Jeff, this weekend in the NFL?
Chiefs?
Nope. We're talking about the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos that are now showing a -4 at Pinnacle right now.
You say what, Denver, you said? The Denver game?
Yeah, Denver. Analytics absolutely love Denver. The analytical side, the analytical guys, they love Denver this week because if you look, they're like, top 5 defense. They stop the running game. They're great against the pass. And sometimes I just break games down and say, all right, man, I love numbers, but I need to see it through. Does Denver have a good defense? Absolutely, they have a good defense. But you know who I trust to crack good defenses? Offensive sets like Frank Reich. You know it slows down good defenses, Jeff, when you say, Jesus Christ, I can't hit your quarterback, man. He's always getting timely throws off, and we can't get to him. Or you have a big-time wide receiver, a running game, or a defense that can slow it down. What does it come down to in this football game? Because even when I was looking at it, Jeff, you have the Denver offense, which is what I'm capping, or you should be capping this game against. 4 out of the last 5 games. They threw for 300 yards one time this season, which was at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The other 4 games, Jeff, out of the last 4 or 5, passing yards, 134, 167, 159, 161. You take away Emmanuel Sanders, 30 catches this year, second leading receiver on the team. Courtland Sutton's having a pretty good season. So when you take him away, Jeff, the new number 2 wide receiver on the team, Jeff, 7 games, 11 catches. Do you know who the number 3 wide receiver is now? 7 games, 2 catches. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know how they move the ball with Joe Flacco.
But Jeff, they're going to run it. I say, all right, so you want to counter the run and stuff like that. Say, well, Oakland Raiders, Jeff ran for 180 yards. Jeff, can you name me I think there was a middle linebacker that had a concussion, didn't play in that game, who is a tackle machine. Yes, he's playing in this game. Every counter goes against it. It's
arguably the best tackler in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. And if you're going to get Malik Hooker back, who's a damn good safety and a damn good tackler in his own right, this year is a little banged up. He hasn't had the greatest year, but the more the merrier back there. You might get more back the other corner in this football game. So if you have your secondary set, Darius Leonard back, and a much healthier offensive line. But Jeff, the Colts can't cover, touchdown. Well, if I go back just the last 2 games alone, they beat Kansas City on the road fully healthy by 6. And last week against the Titans, and the Texans scored late in that game. What did they beat the Texans by last week, Jeff?
Double digits.
7. They beat them by 7. It was 14, that's right. It was 14 points or 3 to go, but they end up beating them by 7 points. So I love the theory out there. Oh, the Colts can't cover lines. Well, did I miss something? I don't know.
Good point.
Yeah.
Great point. Donnie, one thing I actually and this is totally off topic, but one thing I hate, and I will make sure wherever I move next, I don't have to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I hate? Grass.
What? No,
I just want to be away. I'm sick. Every time I do this fucking show, I get some asshole outside mowing his fucking grass. You got the whole fucking group out here just zooming around, and I want concrete. I don't want to worry about grass anymore. I'm sick of hearing it. Yeah. Hey, Don, I got a story for you from a listener.
Go.
Sandy Bailey, you know who she is?
I absolutely do. Yes.
Yeah, well, her husband are big sports bettors. Yes. And they watch the show.
Yep.
They sent me a message recently.
Yeah.
Sandy and I went to Keeneland last Saturday.
Oh.
We saw this entry and thought of you. Guess what the horse is called?
Big Man on Campus.
Big Man Can.
Oh, there you go.
How did I miss that one?
Yeah. Why don't you? There's other people in this sporting industry that do have owned horses before. So
yes. Now keep in mind, Donnie, Sandy hit 3 trifectas for over $1,000.
Jesus, that's
you should come to Keeneland.
Kentucky,
we only live 5 minutes
horses. Yeah.
Yeah. Sandy did place a wager on Big Man Can. It did not hit the So like me, just not good enough. All right. One more thing, Donnie, before we go tonight. Yep. I actually like this college game tonight. I don't know how much I'm going to get involved with it. I'm kind of focused on tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, on a Friday night, it should be a pretty exciting game, Donnie. You like points. This should be a game for you. First things first, USC. A lot of injuries for USC. Their best linebackers out. Their top 2 defensive ends combined for 4.5 sacks and 41 tackles. They're out as well, Donnie. So this defensive team for USC is going to have some trouble tonight. A lot of injuries. You're facing an offense that knows how to move the ball. We know Colorado can throw the ball with Montez, and they have some great playmakers. I look at the other side, Donnie, Colorado, one of the worst pass defenses in the college football. I think this game's kind of a shootout. I'm kind of looking towards taking the points. Total's not real high either, only 62. I think this is a fun game. I don't think there's a ton of defense played here. You got a good probably buy low spot on Colorado, who has been able to hang in good spots this year. Mel Tucker, I feel like, Donnie, they got an extra day to prepare, I believe, here. I have to think USC is not a team I'm laying double digits with, especially on the road in elevation, Donnie. Mm-hmm. This is a bad spot for USC with a lot of injuries, a third-string quarterback. And let me, Donnie, throw in a little sweetener for you.
Go.
Clay Helton on the road, 8-14-1 over his last 23 games against the spread. He has been bad. They've also been they're 0-4 on the road this year against the number. I like Colorado here. I think they come to play. They got blown up last week against Oregon. I think they come out with a better effort here against a team a little bit more on their wavelength on the road for USC. I think it's a good spot for the Buffs here.
Yeah. No, it's Friday night standalone game. So what are we going to be watching, Jeff? The World Series tonight? Come on.
You know? Yeah, and I mean, you're going to get a lot of action on this game. Currently the number is I want to say, where is the current number on this game? 10. It's so brutal. Is it 10?
It's actually, I'm sorry, 11.
Okay. Yeah, it's dropped considerably. It was so high early in the week. And that's kind of the bad thing about this game. I mean, you could have got a much better number early in the week. Mm-hmm. It's this game you kind of missed out on, kind of forgot about. Totals went up as well. So, I don't know. At 11, I still kind of like it. Anything above 10, I think I'd buy on. But it's just really hard, Donnie, to take a game at a number you're getting it. That's the worst.
Yep.
But that's what happens when you wait late. All right, Donnie, anything else for you today? What do you?
No, I'm excited, man. I'm just looking forward to the weekend. I actually got my. This is how you get, Jeff. You'll know when you have kids. You have the kids party the week before, then you have the family party the next week. So I got a family kids party tonight for my kid's 8th birthday, and then a wedding tomorrow. So say la vie to me, baby.
Yeah, it sucks to be you. I will be betting college football. I have some games I'm really interested in, having a good year, so I'll be on tomorrow with that. What else do we have? NFL on Sunday. Make sure you check out all those games, every opinion coming out. We got a lot of great content going out with that. And Donnie, tonight, I want all of you to remember, 6:30 Eastern, Ski Profit and I will go over the NBA card to get a lot of games tonight to hit in the association. I had a good night the first night we played. I've had a good season 2 days in, Donnie. Hopefully that continues. You know how the NBA is. It's a fickle business.
Yes.
And we're out of here. You all have a great day. Thanks for checking out the show. If you didn't cash in on the horse race, I'm sorry. We just had a bad start. What are you going to do? But I would probably be betting the rest of the day over at TVG. Also, go check out my Premier League blog. I'm up 10 units on the season. Go check out Premier League. I've done a blog every week for it. It's on my Twitter account. Donnie, not a lot of people cash in the Premier League. I am.
Yeah.
So we're out of here. You all have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Peace.